15 years ago, we started Cage Titans with fans and fighters first in our minds, and man, what a ride it's been. Without you guys, we would not be here today, and I can't thank you enough. The biggest show, the biggest names, all here in the heart of Boston. MGM Fenway, Saturday, February 21st, Cage Titans invades Boston. MGM Fenway with the biggest card we could possibly put together for you fans in New England. MMA, boxing, Muay Thai, grappling, the Cage Titans Super Bowl will all take place here on February 21st.
Thank you, Boston.
15 years ago, we started Cage Titans with fans and fighters first in our minds, and man, what a ride it's been. Without you guys, we would not be here today, and I can't thank you enough. The biggest show, the biggest names, all here in the heart of Boston. MGM Fenway, Saturday, February 21st, Cage Titans invades Boston. MGM Fenway with the biggest card we could possibly put together for you fans in New England. MMA, boxing, Muay Thai, grappling, the Cage Titans Super Bowl will all take place here on February 21st.
Thank you, Boston.
15 years ago, we started Cage Titans with fans and fighters first in our minds, and man, what a ride it's been. Without you guys, we would not be here today, and I can't thank you enough. The biggest show, the biggest names, all here in the heart of Boston. MGM Fenway, Saturday, February 21st, Cage Titans invades Boston. MGM Fenway with the biggest card we could possibly put together for you fans in New England. MMA, boxing, Muay Thai, grappling, the Cage Titans Super Bowl will all take place here on February 21st.
Thank you, Boston.
Show. There we go.
Hey.
We're
You
back.
just can't blame me like that. Oh, I know we are, but
We live.
Live, Big Mikey.
yeah, we're live.
Andy.
Yeah, just before we went live.
Cheers, real
Cheers,
quick.
everybody, and yeah,
Cheers to you at home.
cheers. Whoever smells the salted, remember that.
Take this dude with you guys.
Nah.
Leave it up
Look
to you.
at the head's actually shining today. I got the spot. We're back in the old school,
Vintage.
bringing it vintage.
The Genesis days.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, it's been a week. It's been a week for sure. Some Dakota's asking, is this a full card rewind? Or just talking? It's just talking, Dakota.
Yeah.
This is Table Titans. That's what we do. We
I'll
talk.
win.
I
We'll
don't
talk
even
to
know
you.
who he is, but
I'll let go.
yeah. So it's tonight we're just kind of quickly come on, recap of the fights from Revolution, and just kind of talk a little bit about the night that was a historic night in Boston. And, that's it. Oh, boy, it is a retro episode. And Chama to Jordine. Chama, indeed. What a great performance. But, yeah, we're going to break down, the fights, kind of talk a little bit about it, and then kind of give some updates on Cage Titans, what's next. Shout out to 4 Ounces of Freedom. Hell of a show, then a blizzard. Just got out just in time before it really started hitting you guys. Honestly, that is the story of my life of the last week. If you know me or you know us, everything I have, everything in my life is on pause when we have a Cage Titans, usually for a week. This show was about a 2-week pause of life and totally oblivious to a snowstorm coming. We got out of there at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday/Sunday morning, go back to the hotel, sleep, wake up in the morning, go pick up my kids, go to dinner, pass out, wake up to an apocalypse. No power, no heat, totally blindsided, no shovels ready, nothing, because everything was Cage Titans. And then I was in a hotel for 4 days with, not only my 4 kids and wife, my mother, my sister, my nephew, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my niece.
You had the whole
It was
gang
just,
with you.
it was a wildness. When Mikey makes the joke when somebody brings up something besides Cage Titans, who pays attention to that shit?
Yeah.
That's what it's like for me, or I'm sure for you guys. when it's leading up to a show, I'm not paying attention to anything. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on outside of Cage Titans and the wake up
And I'm not-
to a blizzard.
And I'm not ashamed about it. I can carry that way through life. It's like it's fight week. You don't matter. Right. There's just too much going on. So,
Yeah.
It's,
I know you lost power for like what, 4 days? 4 or 5
Yeah,
days?
it was
nasty.
it was crazy. And Plymouth is it was a war zone. You know, obviously we have coops up here. I came and checked on them on a Wednesday, and I'm like, it's a whole new world up here in Quincy compared to Plymouth. We're 100% outage. But either way, like, you know, that's just kind of what's been going on in my life since it. And you know, I feel horrible because like even we had fighters. So Kelly Endenson, I forget how to pronounce his last name, the coach who brought up Jessica Slavitt and his other Whitney Hansel.
Yeah.
So they all came up with their coach. They flew out Sunday morning, and they had a layover in Pennsylvania, and they canceled all the flights. They were stuck in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
So they're calling me, and they're telling us we can't get home until Wednesday now because all flights are canceled. They end up renting a car and just driving home after that because they're like, they couldn't be stuck for 4 days. And I'm like, whatever you need, you know, if you need me to cover your car, you need me to cover hotels. They're like, I just need to get the fuck home, you know. So it really wreaked havoc, and it really hasn't given myself, I'll speak for, the time to really sit back and relish what was last week with Cage Titans Revolution. You know, so
yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a while one. So 4 ounces of freedom. I feel your pain, man. I'm glad you got out and you weren't stuck here in Massachusetts and you were able to get home. But there was definitely some people. Your sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law and her boyfriend James.
They flew in just for Cage Titans, and they got stuck here for an extra 3 days.
Yeah. Horrendous.
Yeah.
It was the worst storm I've ever seen when it comes to snow. I woke up, what was it, Monday morning, the storm hit.
Yeah.
I couldn't see out my window.
I don't never want to hear about Blizzard of 78. I wasn't alive then, but I don't give a fuck. Like the Blizzard of 26 now takes over of all that.
It was pretty rugged.
It was crazy.
So honestly, like, you know what I gotta say is I'm super happy that it stayed and it didn't come until Sunday because that would have been, you know, it's just like, yes, I haven't had a chance to soak it all in,
Well,
but
at
I
least
would
you did
take
it.
that. At least there was something that I'm missing out on soaking up because if that blizzard hit on Saturday, we would not be talking about the most historic night in New England history and Cage Titans and everything that was. So anyways, enough about the catch up. You know, it was amazing. I mean, it blew out all expectations for me. Andy, you know, you got to talk to me afterwards backstage, and it was like, you motherfucker said this wouldn't sell out. You were so nervous, and I love proving you wrong. You proved me wrong because leading up to the whole show, I was like, I'm just, you know, I always like to be carefully, you know, like, you know, err on the side of caution and kind of underestimate what our shows are going to do and our fan base are going to do. It's like, you know what, if we break, you know, 2,000, I think we'll be good. Never in my wildest imagination, dude, I think we're going to sell that place out. So, yeah, congrats to all the fighters and all the fans. And Andy, yes, you proved me wrong. I was wrong, and I'll happily take that L, getting proved wrong when it means we had a sold-out show at an event like that.
Yeah, no, I just the arithmetic just worked out. We figure we'd sell out Memorial Hall pretty regularly, and Plymouth is a sizable town, and we kind of branch out to a bunch of different areas, and teams will drive in from all around New England, but Boston's more central, and we're doubling the size of the venue, if that, but we're putting ourselves into a direct demographic within range that is 11 times the population of the town of Plymouth. So that alone, 2x the venue, 11 times the population within a vicinity, and more central to other New England locations. I didn't think that there was a chance that it wasn't going to sell out if it just kind of stuck up. Our fighters put a lot of butts in seats.
Yeah.
We didn't have as much viewing, you know, every fighter that gets handed the tickets. I think for me, the biggest stress was the lack of control that we had there, working with the new venue and all the growing pains and wrinkles that need to get ironed out with a staff that's used to hosting concert. MGM Music Hall was fantastic. It was.
They're not used to hosting
No,
us.
they're not used to it.
We're a different ball game.
The way we do.
We are a shock to the system.
Well, I got to tell you,
We-
leading
and-
into that show, I heard a lot like, oh, well, we did Haymakers for Hope and we did TNA here. And I'm just like,
Okay.
Haymakers for Hope is a bunch of white collar guys who raise a minimum of 20 grand, and that gets them a boxing match against another white collar guy. Not real like stakes, and it's not real intensity like a Cage Times. TNA, great production. I'm sure the WWE fake wrestling stuff is. They have the all the bells and whistles, but again,
That's
it's not what we do there. Yeah.
It's theater. It's not the same. It's not even the ballpark. It's not even the same sport. It's
So,
Pulp Fiction,
leading
but-
into, I will tell you this. I'll give you guys all the insight and all the fun stuff too. Like, I'll tell you this: 6 o'clock. The doors opened at 4:30. First fight was at 5:30. A little after 6 o'clock, I actually got pulled aside into the offices at MGM, and they're like, "Oh, can we talk to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, man? Like, what the fuck? We're only an hour into the show. What can be going around?"
Yeah.
That I'm getting pulled into offices to be talked with, and
Put it to the principal's
they
office.
literally go, "Man, your crowd really gets after it." I'm like, "Yeah, I told you, this is just not your normal crowd. Like, our people are down." And they're like, "No, they're getting after it. Like, do you think we should shut down the bars?" And I'm like, I was just like, I go, "This is your
No,
venue, man." I go,
don't.
"You do what you want." I said, it doesn't affect me. You do what you want." And they were like, "I know it's only an hour and a half, 2 hours in, but like, your people are throwing them down." And I'm like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, I don't know what to fucking say. I'm like, we're here for a good time, as Mikey says. Good time.
It's not a long time.
And
This is
this is like a little after 6 o'clock. They're pulling me aside, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, our fans are wild." They're like,
crazy.
So they pull me aside and say that, and we have a little powwow, and then it was determined that they would cut everybody from ordering 2 drinks at a time to 1 drink at a time. And I'm like, "Guys, this is your venue. I want to be here again. So whatever you guys tell me, I'm cool with. Like, this is your spot." And then they like, "Oh, cut them to 1," and then come to find out they fucking shut the bar down at like 10.
Well, to be fair, let's be real here, and I mean no offense. They're city operating folk. Something I noticed about the city is there is a grandiose lack of a little thing called common sense when there are too many people that reside within an area. And MGM was fantastic to work with, but you could tell that they don't function independently. They can't think. It was they weren't used to it.
Because they deal with rock stars and we're too much. I'm like, yeah, evidently we were too much for them. And so that was a fun kind of behind the scenes moment when I had that talk, and I'm looking at, I didn't even realize the time. So the only real reason I realized the time is when I came out later, a couple people are at the door at the box office, which was right outside where I'm having this powwow, and I'm having this talk, and then when I come back in, they're like, "Dude, it's fucking ice cream and brownies."
Dude, relax, bro. Yo, Coops.
But they were like,
Martinez too.
"Oh, hey, I saw you in that office when I got here," and I was like, "Oh, what time was that?" I said, "They're like, oh, it was like a little after 6." And I'm like, "Oh shit," because I'm not looking at clocks or nothing. It was. I don't know, man. That was my biggest like wow moment. And then obviously the elephant in the room. We had to fast forward the ending. Just to be transparent with that. That was thank you, Dakota. He said it was his first Cage Times and it didn't disappoint.
Oh, wow.
And then
I'm in Memorial Hall.
4 Ounces of Freedom said Jim Beam room was packed from doors open until they cut us off at 10 o'clock. I was in the Jim Beam room. So another thing, another elephant in the room, I'll get out the way with the ending in the last few fights. Essentially at 10 o'clock, we had 6 fights to go. We just finished the boxing matches. And I got like, "Hey, man, like, you got to start at 5:30. We had kind of a soft close at 11:30, thinking you'd be done, kind of a hard close at 12. And I'm like, fuck, like, how are we going to pull this off? So as you know, we kind of cut the walk-in outs, kind of cut the ending, and like, those are the things that stick with me because it kind of pisses me off because like we work so hard to get these walks and all these moments to shine. But again, we're dealing with a level that is just so far beyond what we're all used to. And I'll tell you another story. The security stopped me and wouldn't let me in the back. And I'm like, buddy, like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but can you, like, do you have a boss that can, like, ask him who I am? Like, he's like, well, who are you? You don't have credentials. And I'm like, I'm the one that wrote the fucking check for the place, buddy. And I'm so like,
if the Rolling Stones were playing here and Mick Jagger came through, were you going to stop Mick Jagger from not comparing us to the Rolling Stones and Mick Jagger? But
so they stopped me. So it's just like, it's a level of that we're not used to. And if you're not familiar with Cage Titans, like at Memorial Hall, I get that building empty. We're in charge of everything from what we sell at the concession stands, what beers we have. We literally sweep and mop the place at 2 a.m. before we leave. We have control of everything there. In this place, we had control of nothing. And it wasn't like going up to our security guard and they know who you are. And you're like, oh, what's his name? Oh, Mike forgot to put you on the list. No, I know who you are. You're cornering so-and-so. Yeah, come on in. There was none of that stuff. There was so many things like that we'd had to learn on the fly, to the point that, like, we didn't even put the cage together ourselves. We had to use their union people to put a cage together that we just bought, we've never put together, and we're putting it together with people who have never put a cage together because we only can use their hands. It was...
Dude, that was a task.
I guess what I'm going to say next, and I'm just going to get it out the way, we're taking a break. We just did 6 shows in 6 months, culminating with the biggest show in our history, New England history. I need a break. And, we did have plans to do a March show. We were talking about we're holding off. I need a break, and there's no other way to go about it. And May 9th is our next scheduled show. So if you're tuning in to hear what's next for Cage Titans, May 9th is it. May 9th is the next Cage Titans. We'll put some ring fights on there. We'll put MMA fights on there because people have been like, when's the next Ring Titans? Leading up to the show, I was so sick, I almost had to go to the hospital. Like, my kids were sick. Like, I ran myself ragged. And then to put a show on that was so immensely stressful, like doing a new venue. We haven't been to a new venue besides, like, Wolves Den, which was kind of easy. It was half the people of what we do at a Memorial Hall show. Like, playing with the big leagues at Fenway Park was stressful. And I just think myself and our staff, we just need a week off. So I'm coming to you guys tonight. We're going to do we're going to do our recap tonight, but there's no fight announcements tonight. If you're looking for news on the next big wow, hopefully I've given you enough wow in the last 6 months and enough wow last weekend that I can have a rest. And if you can hear it in my voice, I'm still not fully recovered.
16 years, too.
Yes.
16 years.
So I said break, no excuse for the wicked. Yeah.
No, I mean, the blizzard definitely threw a monkey wrench and a half, putting everything on hold for a week immediately after with the quick turnaround that we had. It definitely makes sense. I know at the end of it, I felt like I needed a fucking break. I was as history.
Actually, fuck it. I'll give you an announcement. JoJo, we are doing performance checks tonight. And I don't have any sponsors. And we don't fucking chase people for money to get sponsors. I'm taking money and I'm going to give away $2,000 worth of performance bonuses tonight. And we're going to give away 4 performance bonuses of $500 a piece. So
tonight, right now?
Yeah, we're going to do it tonight. We're going to do it tonight. Okay. Fuck it. You know what? I was thinking about it because a couple people were like, oh, we're going to do performance bonuses. And like, I see others, I saw another show do it. And it's like, that's cool that they go and chase people and they got a sponsor to do it. We don't really have that, but fuck it. I don't care. Like, you know what? That will be my gift. I don't have a gift to fight announcements tonight, but we're going to give the gift of cash. And we're going to do performance bonuses tonight. I don't know. We're going to discuss it. I just decided on the spot. So we'll figure out what we're going to do, and we're open to discussions. Throw it in the comments. You think somebody deserves a bonus?
Who deserves a bonus?
Throw it in the comments, and why we should bonus people.
Is staff included?
No staff. You're getting free. You're getting friggin' brownies.
Come on.
So yeah, we're gonna do performance bonuses. Yep, we're gonna do performance bonuses.
Cage crew performance bonuses.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some performance bonuses today. Listen, honestly, Perrin, that comment makes it all worth it. I appreciate that, man. Like, you know, I try not to get my mind and my emotions are going like a whirlwind for the last few weeks. But I really appreciate, you know, seeing those type of comments motivates me to continue to do what I do and what we do. So I appreciate it, Jay. Like, the knowing that I give you guys moments that you'll never forget is why I do what I do, and I'll continue to do what I do. So I appreciate it, man. And honestly, you're not the only one. Like, I had no power, so like I had no phone. And when I turned I'll tell you this, another funny thing. Every time I got a little bit of juice on my phone to like get it back on when I was out of power, I'd go sit in the car and get a little juice. I would turn my phone in, and it was like all these notifications, you know, from people, and then it would just kill the battery, and I couldn't even get my phone on. But anyways, I do appreciate it, man. I really do. Mikey made me lasagna and brought it to my house, which was very much appreciated. But yeah, there you go, man. I do appreciate the kind words. And Jojo wrote, damn, I was just making that up, but I'm here. But shit, I'm here for it. I mean, there were some great performances, man. I mean, anyways, I want a minute to not talk. You talk, guys.
Well,
somebody said I'm sad to see you stressed out. Yeah.
I'm going to wait. He's going to start talking again in 2 seconds.
Well, real quick, while we'll have the platform, if you didn't get your Cage Titans cards, Martina's selling them, have all the fighters on them. Why'd you make them so hard to open, Martina?
Not all the
Well,
12.
you know,
You're
if
breaking
want
packs?
these, we're going to break a pack right now, and I don't know if you can see, but all the fighters that fought, the main fighters, if you're looking for them, Martina, hit her up. She got all the cards. These came out really nice. And then
Somebody said Ozzy and JoJo.
Ozzy and JoJo. Well, I thought you
Ozzy,
give them
Ozzy and Miguel was the fighter tonight.
Yeah.
well, that too. And
Fucking savagery. Absolute fucking savagery.
All right.
Ozzy and Miguel. That was just everything
I
that.
hate the snake.
Give me my bag. Let me see if I
Everything.
Give him
that,
his
give me my bag. Let me make sure I got that
His
$2
bag.
grand in that bag.
every
Give me my bag.
Make sure that the
Every
money's
there
good.
was not a dull second in that fight. Both guys were hurting each other.
Yeah.
Both guys brought each other to
Let's
the
see what
breaking
let me
point.
see if you guys see
Yeah,
me.
that was
Also,
the
Cut
first-
the check.
the first ever boxing fight at Cage Titans history.
Checkbook.
Absolutely blew up the water. Didn't blow anything out of the
fuck
water.
you,
Blew up
JoJo.
the
Now
water.
you're not getting a bonus. He goes, I'm so stressed I lost on my ear. All right, here we go. Let's see what I got now.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Miguel and
We're gonna
Miguel
do
and
this.
Ozzy was fire tonight.
Let's see what I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 for one person. We're
Hey,
gonna go 1,
Big Mike right here.
2, 3, 4,
Come on, Mike. Gotta organize the bread.
5. Here's 5 for another person.
Hold on. We gotta organize the money, man. Can't be out here counting these bills all fucked up.
1, 2.
Oh, you got old Benjis?
This is what my son says. He goes, "Those are olden days, 100, Dad."
Whoa, old
1, 2,
Benjis?
3,
Still counts.
4, 5. There's gonna be bonus number 3.
Hold on, man. You got old
1,
Benjis?
2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. There's bonus number 4. I only got 50s. The rest of them.
Wow. Hey,
Uh,
comment. Hit the comments.
All right. So here we go. So that's
See
it.
man. That's
Also,
bread on the
another
table.
fucking stressor, and I got to thank all the fighters and the staff. Another thing that people aren't used to, or I wasn't used to, is like usually we have all the tickets returned and the cash returned at weigh-ins. This was all digital. So like normally having this cash, I pay everybody cash at the end of the night, and everybody loves getting their envelope. I didn't have that this time. So that was a nightmare. And MGM got hit so hard with the storm. They were closed the first 2 days. Then my bank was closed all the way until Thursday. So, like, I didn't even get the money from MGM until Friday. And all the fighters, obviously were understanding and people. So
just hold on. The checks are coming.
No, we actually, me and Mikey went today and we overnighted everybody's checks for their ticket sales. So all the fighter ticket sales got calculated. And that was another nightmare because we had ticket sales from Ticketmaster. We had ticket sales from Tickettree. We had ticket sales from the fighters who did bulk buys. So like compiling all of those was another thing. But anyways, Andy, who should we give me some ideas on some bonuses? Bonus? We got the money. We've never given away bonuses before.
This is the first, so that's why I feel like,
dude, hold the card.
I just did.
Andy's already looking.
I mean, I think that not many people are going to disagree with Ozzy and Miguel being fight of the night.
Do you have envelopes in your bag?
First ever boxing
Martina,
fight.
go get us some envelopes.
Oh, I see in my office.
Go get some envelopes. We
got
got to write them in. We need a pen too.
All right, we're going to seal these up.
We're going to seal them up on camera.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. Mark McCabe deserves one. We can't go back in time, guys.
Throwback.
Jay and Valdina.
See what else we got.
Derek and Patience have my votes for the live stream. JoJo, Aussie fight of the night. What fighter sold the most tickets? That should be bonus. The fighter who sold the most tickets made a payday because they sold a shit ton of tickets. Yeah, Mikey got to see all the bonus the ticket
those
checks.
checks are coming. A lot of y'all are gonna be happy.
JoJo, you came up with the idea, or you the loudest one in the comments in the first one that kind of gave me. Actually, I should give a shout out to Lionel. Lionel at the presser was fucking pressing me. He's like, "Yo, Mikey, how about some bonuses?" And I was like, "How about you show up to the presser on time, Lionel?" And but anyways, Joe, if JoJo, give me your pick, man. Let's hear what you got from picks, JoJo. I see some Hillary and Andrew. Again, Andrew. JoJo for bonus for the most one-sided fight. Ozzy and Miggs.
Balboa had a hell of a finish too. Against Bexad Ackerleaf. That was a slugfest. Both guys with
the Magic Man,
the Snake.
Yeah, Magic Man. Yeah.
Don't forget D-Sav finishing a legend too.
Oh, true. Very
Don't
true.
forget that, man.
That was pretty intense as well.
That was like holy shit. All right, that's down. All right, what's next? That was a good fight. The police versus fire. I mean, that's too much money. Too many people. Like I said,
listen.
There's only
there's four piles of 500. Well,
Ozzy and Miggs.
Ozzy and Miggs
gotta get it.
Are they gonna split it though?
No, they get 500
They
each.
get 5 each. Yeah.
Oh no, it has to be like from fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what it is. No, fight of the night. Both fighters get paid.
So fight of the night, both fighters get paid.
And performance, whoever.
All right, JoJo, he's saying Ozzy. Let's see, fight of the night.
Nobody's
Is anybody going to argue?
And Miguel.
Where's Martina with the damn envelopes?
There's no argument that it was Ozzy
All
and
right,
Miguel.
so we're all in
that
agreement.
Was the barn
and the
burner
comments
of
are in
barn
agreement.
burners.
It seems like comments are in
An agreement.
Comments are in agreement.
It seems like there's a lot of Ozzy and Miggs.
All right,
That
so
was
they're each getting
I'm telling you, Michael. There's no argument.
Yeah.
It was one of the craziest
Somebody
barn
said
burners.
intense.
There
Jared-
wasn't a dull second. Both guys were throwing to decapitate each other.
Yeah.
There were both opportunities to quit, and they just threw the fuck down for 4 rounds.
That was the first ever.
There's no
boxing.
question about it. It's not. There's no question. That's fight of the night. Nothing even comes close. Everybody.
Big Mike gets a bonus for letting me use his charger.
Yeah, I did. I deserve that bonus. Matter of fact, give me 100.
Yeah. No,
Well, somebody said
everyone
Frederick.
did so well. Not
I got
everyone's gonna
some-
win a bonus.
got
That's
some
why they're
envelopes.
bonuses. Not everyone
I only
wins a
got 4
bonus.
envelopes in there.
That's all right. We're gonna share it.
Oh shit! Here's a good idea.
Yeah, hold this.
Not everyone gets a
Hold on.
bonus.
Somebody said, and Frederick Wynn, there's so many good fights. Why not make it 250 and do 8 bonuses?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
Well, we only have 100.
We already laid it out.
We already laid it out.
Fucking-
It's 4, and we only have 4 envelopes. We can't do that.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
There's
I'm just telling you what the people
Why
say.
did you do the one that fucking made the
Yeah, you
decision
made
to
the
do it on a
decision.
whim? Do it live with no
Hold on,
structure.
hold on.
No, this guy just put in the comments. I
You know,
know
it makes sense. Listen, we're like that idea for next time. We said we were going to do.
We'll do the
500.
participation trophy
No, we're not doing
level
the participation.
next time.
Give me the envelopes. All right,
Get
cool.
the envelopes.
Give me the
I don't
envelopes.
think I'm more envelopes.
No. We have
There's
4
more
I
envelopes,
only
right?
saw 4, but I can go.
No, we only need 4, please. We said 4. We said
There's
500
a
apiece.
fight of the night and 2 performance.
What's up, Phil? I
bonuses.
did
That's
actually
it.
not come to your house
That's
this
it.
weekend.
That's
Tomorrow
what it
I'm
is.
off.
There's no change into the
He's
structure.
not
There's no
coming, I promise you.
brainstorming. There's no
Said
nothing.
you're going to come to my house
There's
weeks
no
ago.
overcomplicating. It's just what it is. It's
All
set
right,
in
we got it.
stone.
We got it.
I know.
Listen, I
We
don't
got it.
care.
Right here.
I'm just throwing the money up. I was just I'm just reading the comments.
Next
Don't
time.
read the comments. Don't you know that that's not good for your mental health? Don't read the comments.
All right, so
What about these
we are in
shirts?
agreement.
What about these shirts? These shirts are nice.
Are we in
These are one of my favorites.
Okay,
All right.
hey,
Are we writing out the
guy
first
right,
shows
bonus?
right
his
now the first
driveway,
bonus.
not even wearing pants. He just and then wonders why he's sick for 2 weeks, and he reads comments, and then it's like, oh, what do we do with $1,000 on the table?
It's 2,000.
$2,000 on the table.
Light show was nuts.
It was.
Oh,
Somebody
shit.
said tough shirts.
Dude, the
Shit.
camera overhead, that was sick.
Can't
All right, let's
imagine.
go back to the first.
Jill said, just saying that you did an amazing job singing and the house was lit.
Thank you.
That was awesome. All right, we all agree. Are we all in agreement?
I like this. Not sure what has set Andy off more. Potentially changing the bonuses or the drum rolls when we did the awards.
There's plenty of shit that sets you off. Work with this guy for 10 years straight. There's plenty of shit that'll get your blood
Oh, dude,
pressure
your
through the
blood
fucking
pressure
roof.
is like 1,000 working with money. All right, cool. Let's go.
All
now.
right,
Are we
everyone-
I'm
going
telling you.
with-
No. Let me
we
tell
going
you.
with
On fight week, last
Fred just said,
time.
I'm sorry to cause an argument.
No, there's no argument. This isn't an argument. I don't get mad either. I'm just thinking hard. There's a big difference.
Write the fucking thing for Ozzy
All right.
and write one for Mix.
All
That's
right.
it. That's fight
Done.
of the night.
500 to each.
Fight of the night. Now we're
Awesome.
gonna do performances tonight. Whoever
Just in
got the
case,
most dynamic
look.
finish, a performance. That's what it is. Boom.
All right, boom. I'm going to put Aussies first.
Like you
Let's get Andy an Uber, Phil said.
don't need an Uber. I'll be okay.
He's not that fucked up. All right,
Yeah.
so Aussie, boom, Migs.
The time Ring Titans. You ordered 12 pairs of gloves, thinking that was going to cover 12 fights.
Let's not talk about those times.
No. It was the best because he's sitting there and he's like,
Migs.
and he's so mad why not everybody had gloves on. I was like, Michael, you ordered 12 pairs of gloves.
It's all right. We don't talk about those times.
He's like, yeah, this should cover 12
All
fights.
right.
No. What's
All right,
12
cool.
divided by 2?
We just did 2 right now. So now
All
we
right.
only got 1,000. If my math is right, and I suck at math.
Listen, it's
Good.
fun
Oh,
to have
two.
the cash on the table. So either you're going to have to come to get the cash or I'm going to actually have to change it to a check. And
Yeah.
send you a check.
You
But
gotta
either
figure
way.
it out. All right. So now,
Actually, going back to the ticket money stuff, all my bank accounts got frozen this weekend
good times.
because, again, not having the cash that we normally have, like because we do ticket sales of cash, everything was digital here and everything was through Ticketmaster. So when they sent me the ticket, all the ticket money at once, and then I started transferring the money out to the fighters, my Zelle got blocked, my Venmo got blocked, then my bank accounts got blocked. And I also have my bank accounts here for the restaurant. So though everything's tied, all tied to me. Everything, all my accounts got blocked on Saturday when I started sending out money.
And then
And
the
I was-
blizzard hit.
no, that was this weekend. The blizzard was last week. And then I couldn't get them unblocked until today. And I was at the bank from 9 o'clock to 11:30 today, 2.5 hours getting all my shit like verified. Like, yes, this is legit. Ticketmaster,
Oh,
and
hey, that's
they
me.
sent me the
Mike
money. They're like, this is going out to these fighters. Here's what I have to pay them. This is all legit. It was crazy. But anyways,
All right.
so yes,
Real quick.
Migs, Aussie, $500 each going your way.
Next one. I mean, how do we not talk about JoJo and that performance that he did? Literally 6
Somebody said
rounds.
Andy's drunk. He's tapping.
Yeah.
He just taps a
He's
lot.
like, he only had 2 drinks.
Yeah, no, I'm not even drunk at all. It's
You
just
got
the
two.
blood pressure going.
Martina, we're gonna show you photos. Did you get them up?
Oh yeah, they're up there. I have 2 separate albums. The prelims is first.
All right, cool. We'll have to pull those up. So a couple people, Janelle said Jaden Curley, easy money.
Who else we got?
JoJo.
I think, yeah, I definitely, my vote's for JoJo. I mean, that clinic that he put on Sean, that was crazy.
Pam Roberts is hammering you, Andy. She goes, let's be honest, you're drunk. He's not drunk.
No,
He is.
definitely not. Oh, I'm definitely not.
This is
drunk.
how we like to talk to each other.
Are you only for the professional fighters? Or
Anybody.
Anybody.
Martina,
Honestly-
go ahead over there in the
honestly,
peanut gallery.
The Cage Crew should get the
Somebody said Kyle Bowler.
Yeah, no, Kyle Bowler's definitely got my vote as well. That
Andrew
was a- that was a
Valdina.
some of the
crazy fight.
photographers.
That was a crazy fight.
I mean, I say this all the time. Andy, you're the only, like, people ask me, like, oh, did you like my fight? I'm like, I'm running around a million miles an hour. I never watch a fight. Andy, I defer to you. Usually on Monday after a show, I'm like, Andy, what did I miss? What do you need to tell me about? What do you got?
I'm in a fog, man. For the first, it's been too long,
Damn,
and
I'm
I
the only one
barely
that has
remember
a
the day
memory?
afterwards. Yeah, dude, I don't.
Dude, I
I'm
didn't
sitting
even
there calling
drink
the
that
action.
much.
It's
I had a
like,
couple of drinks, but
How about
no,
you
it
go
wasn't.
to the-
I
those
had
who
nothing.
didn't see the fights?
It has nothing to do with the drinking. There's no drink. I
That
didn't
was a
even
lot
drink
of work,
afterwards.
though.
I didn't.
was
Zach
a lot of work.
DiSabatino had quite the
DeSav
performance.
had the
Couple
performance.
Kyle Bowlers.
Uh,
What do you think, man?
I got nothing. I
You
can't
got
talk.
nobody?
I don't know. My vote's
I'm out.
definitely in for JoJo.
No input, nothing. Bye.
I
Either.
can't say Joe, that's
I mean, that clinic that he put on Sean, man, that was crazy. I mean, DSAB too.
I have-
DSAB finishing Don. I mean, who saw that coming?
I have very little recollection of the night,
No.
and I was stone cold sober for all of it. So that's why I do drugs.
Jaden
because it
Curley
helps my
looks
memory.
good.
If I'm sober, I don't remember shit. I was
Get
stone
Andy
cold-
some scotch.
I was stone
Get
cold
the
sober through the
weed.
entirety of the event. No smoke, no drink, no nothing. Drove home, got back to my pup. I don't remember shit.
Tyler Wansley looked good too. As an amateur, I
You
think
know-
the Amy should get it too, man.
Yeah, Kyle Bowler. I thought that fight was crazy.
All right, so why don't we do that? Why don't we
Kyle
do
Bowler
this?
gets
Kyle Bowler?
You asking, you deferring to me?
Kyle Bowler.
Finish.
How do you
Kyle
spell
Bowler
Bowler?
and Cody's opponent. Arm triangle over Lionel Young.
That was a good one,
That
too.
was a good one too. So there we go. You
So,
got a knockout of the night, a submission of the night. You could say Nate Andrews. Didn't Nate miss weight though? Nate missed weight.
Yeah.
Did he miss
so-
weight? Oh, I didn't
Jaden
know
did
that.
too.
Oh, Jaden did too.
You know what? Fine.
Yeah,
You're so dead set on Kyle. I like Kyle. I like
still-
Ozzy Miggs. And though it wasn't a finish, it's hard to argue. I don't think anybody
Where's Skull's
expected
last one?
JoJo to do the performance that he had.
Yes, I mean I'm
I
not
did
like I
too.
said.
I
My
said that
input's
was-
my input's that. I'm just highlighting the finish.
You like Kyle? Okay.
Yeah,
I like Kyle.
That was a barn burner of a
All right.
fight too. Kyle.
I already
And you got the finish?
I already
They got
wrote
the
Kyle.
Bowler. Bollerer.
Bollerer. Kyle, if I misspelled your name, it's all right. There's still money coming your way.
Well,
That's
and
all.
Phil said the same thing. He goes, "Night's a blur to me too." I was such an epic setting. I lost.
It really was. So the venue, the everything, like the fact that we were in Boston, I had to fight tears back a couple of times. Then we were rushed at the end of the night, and like everything kind of just came into
Kyle
Funny.
Bowler.
everything turned. Everything turned into a 2-minute offense a little bit at
Yeah.
a certain point. So it really blends. I'm usually quite
Yeah.
keen on rattling off every detail of every fight, and I'm just being honest. I don't have that mental
Yeah.
recapture of the night.
I think for me, again, I don't get the opportunity to sit there and just watch. I can tell you
Oh,
this.
and also to also just a second, also forgot. First time there, first time setting up the new cage. I didn't do my typical walk around the cage, getting there late, and we put the cornerman right next to us. So I had a cornerman.
Phil's
Nick-
watching. Don't make him feel bad. I already
It
talked to
wasn't
him
my
about it.
fault. It wasn't my fault.
It's nobody's
There was some
fault.
miscommunication.
It's nobody's fault, but that's also that just dawned on me. It's like, why can't I remember the fights? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm kind of talking the
So,
fights and also tuning.
I
out
will
the corner
say-
the whole time. So yeah, everything's a little.
So
not
a
my
lot of-
issues, just I can't remember shit.
A lot of it for me is just feeling the pace and the vibes of the room, because it's usually, I say this, my night is usually walking around and then hearing the crowd scream, and I stop and I look up. So I got to base a lot of my night not necessarily off what I actually see. It's just kind of what I'm feeling. And then usually I defer to you. Ozzy versus Miggs, I think when Miggs got dropped at the end of the first round, and this is no see, I told you Phil would feel bad. He goes, I missed it, Andy. Sorry. I will tell you this. So going to Ozzy versus Miggs, I can't tell you in this, and I'm just gonna Table Titans is about giving the inside scoop, not just the X's and O's or like whose records and stuff like that. Give me the inside. I had multiple people come up to me on fight night and say to me, "You're gonna get your boy Miggs killed," and I was like, "What?" And they were just like, "Yeah, I don't know why you let one of your upcoming stars fight Ozzy in this boxing match. He's going to get murdered." And I'm like, Miggs is tough, man. Like, let's give him a chance, man. Like, he's hard to put away. Like, I get it. He's going up a weight class. I get it. Ozzy's a puncher. And then he gets flatlined at the end of the first. And I remember being like, oh shit, the fight's over. And I'm like, oh, fuck, man, I kind of did. I guess everybody was busting my chops being like, you're going to get Miguel. Miguel has a hype train behind him because he's undefeated pro. He's always in exciting fights. And I'm like, oh, you're going to kill one of your hype trains. And there he is laying face down. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then the way he came back and the way Ozzy battled back.
He ended up having Ozzy hurt, ripping him to the body a couple times. That was crazy fun.
So I'm all in on that, on Ozzy versus him. It was crazy. Actually, Zach, I'll give you this one comment. He said if Ozzy actually went to the neutral corner, the fight would have been over. So I don't know what I'm assuming that he didn't go to his neutral corner. So before the ref could start the count,
it was right at the bell.
Yeah,
he knocked him down right at the bell.
Yeah,
and Miguel took the fight on 6 days.
Yeah, that might actually be a good call there, Zach. If he went to it back to his corner, round done, standing 8 count, doesn't kind of. Well, he still gave him a standing 8 count, actually.
Yeah.
Now that so maybe,
but you got to think that 8 count started after he already had to move him to his corner. So I think that's what he's saying, that the count came a little late. Either way, what I'm going at is that fight.
they still got the money.
They're a whole 100% no ifs, ands, or buts. I agree. Let's give him the money. Kyle Bowler, he's a guy that he was 2-0 coming into the fight. I had a couple people decline him, and he was like, I will fight anybody. Ross Levine was like, he'll fight anybody. And Beck is the same way. I'll fight anybody. And from what I heard from the undercard, Kyle's name came up multiple times, and that fight came up multiple times to me in passing from fans. And then after the fight was like, yo, that fight was a fucking banger from an amateur fight. So I think hands down that fight wins. Mm-hmm. And then the last one that we're kind of like, oh man, I think for me, Lally versus JoJo was another fight where it was JoJo's a grappler. JoJo's not a striker. JoJo's a long rangey. He throws a lot of kicks, like karate combat when he gets a head kick knockout and stuff like that. I think that people wrote JoJo off. And that motherfucker, the glimpses I kept looking up, again, in the moment, being like, what the fuck's going on? He looked like a fucking seasoned boxer. The way he was ripping the body, ripping the head, dropping, moving his head, hands down. Like, how do you, like, I don't think anybody, besides probably his cornerman, Justin Burrell, who's known him since high school, you guys know him since high school, believed that could have happened the way it happened. There was 2 people in that probably building, or maybe 3. Actually, Shawnee was staying at the hotel. So there was probably 2 people in that building that expected JoJo to put the clinic that he put on, and he fucking went out and performed. So I'm gonna say give it. I say give it to him.
I can't disagree with that because, I really thought that was going to be a fight where both guys were going to bring the best out of each other, and there was going to be a flip-flopping around where the momentum was going to shift and Lally was going to turn the tide, but JoJo just kept the pressure going and kept the output going. His jab was on point. He was slipping and ripping. And in one of the recap videos, that was the Deftones music playing, Digital Bath with the song. There's a clip from out in the crowd looking into the stage, and it's Sean and Joe boxing, and Joe slipping an overhand right in slow motion, and it just kind of gave me Raging Bull feels from the 1980 movie Martin Scorsese with Robert De Niro playing Jake LaMotta. It just kind of.
Actually, Martina, send me that photo.
Crazy.
On Facebook. The boxing one.
It just had a.
Sorry, Benny Baseball. There was a couple other people in the building. He's like, why are you trying to tell me that no one, the right side of the thing? I was like, all right. There was more than 2 people. Don't let facts get in the way of a good story.
But yeah,
there was only 2 people in the building.
The way that JoJo was able to implement control and keep it going through 6 rounds and just pitch a complete shutout like that against someone as dangerous as Lally, it was truly impressive. So I can't disagree with that. JoJo getting another.
So there you go.
Boom.
This ain't the Toyo tires. This isn't whatever. This is money out of my pocket going to you guys. Bonus of the night. JoJo, Kyle Bowler, Ozzy, and Miguel Silvestre. You send it to me? Oh, here we go. You were talking about a different photo, but I gotta give a shout out to Martina about this photo.
Let's see it.
Man, this photo is fucking amazing. And when we do Boxing Titans next,
This is gonna be the cover photo.
oh man, how do you argue this? Damn.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You took that picture?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
You did a good job.
What a fucking shot. What a shot, Martina. Shout out to
Okay.
Martina.
That was a good
I
picture.
love the lighting. and
Lighting, everything,
So
Dude,
man.
that lighting was.
So
Can we talk about the venue real quick?
Yeah.
Oh,
So, all right. So there's the bonuses, guys. You know, I don't have fight news for you. Bummed out. May 9th, we're going to come back. Guns a-blazing. To also answer questions, yes, we will go back to MGM. It was an unbelievable, you know, it's going to happen. I haven't even had a chance to really recap with the MGM people because, again, they were closed. I was in a hotel for a week. But when I recap with them, we're going to pick another date. We're going to do another one there. Definitely have all intentions of doing another one
Next
there.
year.
So I don't know. No, I don't know the next year. I want to do a summer show there. I want to do a summer show.
show. I want to smoke a cigar on that outdoor patio, man.
All right, now I'm sold.
That-
Okay, there we go.
that's
All
gonna be the move.
yeah.
Right there, overlooking Fenway.
Yeah.
On my Tony Montana shit, I just sent you a picture of that. I want you to put up there
Where?
on the. This is the when we talk about the venue and the lighting. Dude,
Listen,
that lighting
if
is
somebody's
sick.
I'm going to say this now because obviously you're watching. If you have the audacity to tell me that because I'm live right now, that means I should be calling you back, go fuck yourself. buddy.
Oh come on,
Yeah.
who's doing that, bro?
To text me why I'm live and say I see you're live, so you should be calling me back.
That is
No one is
insane.
that important, and I don't care who you are.
That's insane.
Fuck you, man. Like honestly, the reason I'm not calling you back is because the audacity that you have to call me 6 times a day nonstop. Don't, because that's not getting me to call you back any sooner. And to text me why I'm trying to recap the show to call you, fuck you.
I'd be
I
embarraed.
don't know what that is, but
No, I'm not gonna expose him, but
Doesn't need to be exposed. And
it's
I'd
just
be
like that's just like
embarrassed.
I pick up my phone to get the picture because I want to recap what you want me to put up for the picture, and
Dude,
I open it to a
let's go
text that
back.
says you're live, but you can't call me back. Like,
Fuck
come
you.
on, dude,
Fuck.
come on.
No, dude, but like I said, this venue shot.
All right,
Man,
what did you
this
wanna send me?
venue, the picture I just sent you is the venue. Like that
Where
lighting.
you guys sent it
around-
to Facebook, so I
I
can
did.
open
I
it.
sent it to the Cage Titans Facebook.
No, to me.
Oh, my fault. My apologies. The lighting around that fucking stage was unreal, man. I fell in love with that. I wanted to do that at Memorial Hall. If we can figure out how to put those lights around. No, not
This is the
fog.
picture you want. Out of
The
all the
light,
pictures,
dude.
I'm gonna put
Put
it up.
anyways. Don't
But I'm-
shit on me, bro. That light is sick.
All the pictures that there are from
I
that
don't
night.
care.
This is the one that you posted.
Yes, dude. That light,
right.
that gold light around the stage, man, it's unreal. I was like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. Why can't we do that at Memorial Hall? Come on, I'm not the only one that thinks that
Who else is
light.
sending me pictures? Oh, here we go. Now people are sending me
Oh,
pictures.
here we go.
Now people are sending me pictures. Now this is,
Put up my photos, they're all on there.
Oh, here we go. Martina's
Yes,
like, put up
blow-
all my pictures.
hey Chris, exactly. Blowing me up like a crazy ex. That's exactly how I feel. Like, and you know, it's wild. And I tried to be super nice to everybody and put up a status like, hey, listen, I'm going through some shit right now. Like, give me some time. But some people think they're above that.
Is that yours? too,
Shout out
Martina?
Martina is another great one.
On there. It took me a week to do them.
That's a great shot too. Shout out to Mr. Ozzy Martin.
It's not.
I know it's not Ozzy, but it's Mr. Martin for sending that. That's a great photo. Sorry, Migs, but you guys both got $500 bonuses.
Hey, they
that
got
we
some
just,
money.
you know, so, but that's a great picture too. And I think Miguel would even admit that this is
That's
kind
a
of a
good
good picture.
Oh,
Awesome shot. You know, I don't know, man. This event was
it was a lot.
it was a lot, but I when you sit back now, now that I'm having a second to like digest it and
Dude,
talk,
that
like
was so sick.
it was such a crazy
It was
event. It was
so
so much
I
fun.
can't believe we fucking pulled it off.
That was so much.
Yeah, and people will never know.
I will tell them it's the Table Titans. That's what we do in Table Titans. I'll tell you. All right, so here's the other bomb drop.
We're pulling back the curtain again.
There's like
We-
nine,
that
there's like
show-
9 or 10 different.
Well, there's a
bomb
lot of
drops.
bomb drop, but
Are you sure you want to tell that bomb drop?
I will just tell you
Are you
this.
sure you want to tell
I
that
don't
bomb
give a
drop? I know
fuck.
you don't really.
People
give a fuck,
people
but
tune into
you-
Table Titans because this is when you get us
this
raw.
This is a big bomb.
That's the one
The
I'm
show almost got canceled the day of. We almost had to cancel it and move it. And at 3:00 in the afternoon, when I was finally got the word that we're set to go, that it was so up until 3:00, I was going to be looking at other venues to move the show that day. Basically, I'm not, whatever. I'll get into it a little bit, but I mean, some of it's self-inflicted. Like we missed some insurance requirements that like we were told that we're a high-risk event and our normal insurance wouldn't work. We got told that, 2-3 days before the fight, which again, whatever. Then on Friday, I got told get as much insurance we can. So I bought a second insurance policy for another $5 million. Then on Saturday at 11:00, I got the call. Hey, the first $2 million policy and the second $5 million policy. This is high risk. Fenway and the Red Sox want $10 million. You got to figure out a way. And I was like, okay, well, at what point, like, what happens if we don't? It's Saturday. How am I going to get this written up? And they were like, well, I don't know. And I said, well, what are you going to do? They're like, well, we might have to postpone. And I said, we're not postponing the show. So that's out of the equation. I go, well, I guess I'm going to start looking at other venues and start making some phone calls. And they were like, yeah, maybe you should start making some calls. And I was like, oh, shit. That was like the moment. This is about 11:00 that day on Saturday. So I called my insurance agent. Was like, listen, man, they're like, there's not anybody that's going to write a policy if you're on Saturday. And I remember back in time, this guy, Gary Watson, who fought for us. And I remember now, because he's still friends with me on Facebook, and I remember he had an insurance company. As a Hail Mary, I knew Memorial Hall was open. So in my head, I'm planning. I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to call Memorial Hall. How am I going to get all these people to move? Like, what the fuck am I going to do? And as a Hail Mary, I called Gary Watson and I Facebook messaged him. I'm like, yo, Gary, I'm in a jam. You still do insurance? And sure as shit, he takes my call. He's like, Mike, I got you. He's like, you're not canceling the show. I'm coming tonight to support JoJo, actually, because he's one of JoJo's sponsors with his card shop. And I call, we talk it out. He's like, give me 20. I call him back. I'm like, yo, how long until the policy? Is this like you have to wait and see? He's like, I'm already writing the certificate. I'll be done in 20 minutes. So I have to buy a third insurance policy for another $5 million. He sends me all the information. It's probably about 1:30. And I send it off to MGM and I just get thanks. And then probably a half an hour later, I got a call. Oh, we're still waiting to hear from legal if it's okay. And I'm like, wait, I thought we were good. 3:03 is when I got the text. All good. This was fucking insane. And like, again, just being at a different venue, we've been doing the same thing for 15 years down at Memorial Hall. So when I tell you, like, there was a lot taken out of me, that was my day of. And then we're high-fiving that we got this going on and we're not going to have a clusterfuck in our biggest moment of our careers. And then halfway through, I get told that we got to hurry the show up. It's just like, it was insane. Like, insane.
It was a golden shit show.
Yeah.
That's how I describe it. It was just a fluorescent, vibrant, golden shit show.
Yeah.
We pulled it off. There's not a single person that attended that had a bad time. And I'm thrilled and proud that we were able to do so. But never in my life, in 10 years in this organization, have I ever felt so displeased of working an event after that.
That was tough. I was had my own stressors.
I was done. I was like, this. I don't know if I got another show in me. This is it. But I'm glad we took a week off. We're back here. We're going to take a few months off, and we'll be back in action in May.
It was also funny because, like, even on Friday, like, we got the new cage, and I get called at 8:00. I get called at 8:00, and they're like, "Hey, Mike, the new cage got drop shipped. It's here. It's at our gate." And I'm like, "Amazing, perfect." And on the other line, the guy from MGM, he's like, not perfect. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's just laying in the back of a truck, and it's not on pallets. It's not on anything. It's just like we had to, like, it's just all laying in the back of a pickup, like in the back of a box truck.
You have MMA media guys that want backstage
So-
stuff show up on days like that.
I'm just like, I literally run. I'm like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. So we just run there. I call Mikey. I'm like, drop what you're doing and meet me at the fucking place now. Andy walks
I was
in.
already there, bro.
Well, whatever. I said, drop what you're doing and meet me down there. And then Andy, Richie, and we just had to unload the entire cage.
4 people, by the way.
With 4 people.
did it.
As we're also prepping to start weigh-ins in 2 hours. Why weigh-ins already started? We were still downstairs unloading it. That was another clusterfuck. It was just
I forgot about that. I forgot about that
yeah.
clusterfuck because of how many other clusterfucks happened
Yeah.
afterwards, during and everything. Like,
That's what makes it fun, man. All that.
no, it definitely does.
I don't even
There's
know
no-
how I still have hair right
There's
now.
no question that it definitely makes it fun, but we're in a high stress environment in the fight business.
Just send me that picture on Facebook. If you want me to pull pictures up, you got to send it to me on Facebook so I can pull it up.
So I'm used to high stress environments. I don't believe in stress. Stress is a made up word. It's a crutch. I don't think it's a real thing. But this was stress. I guess this was stress going into this.
Dude,
It was
figuring out the new cage was by far one of the toughest tasks. And not only that, too, is because of the time crunch we had. We had to stand by and wait for the lighting rig people to be done and everything like that. And normally, like the old cage, we could do with our eyes closed. But the new cage, you know, with all the new wood and all new features that we've just never had to deal with before.
we broke the
Shout out to
golden rule.
Zach. I'm sorry I don't know you by name, face. Zach Kaufman.
What is that?
He sent me this great picture of the building as we were setting up. So shout out to my buddy Zach for sending me the picture that he wanted us to share. So that was
setting up.
that was us setting up.
Man.
Oh, that 4 ounces of freedom is Zach. Okay, I just knew you as. Okay, cool. Now I know. I only saw your little face in a circle, but yeah, that was during setup.
Dude.
Great photo, Zach, of setup. So
All right.
yeah,
What else is
so
there?
we kind of peeled back the curtain on a couple of the little oh shit moments. The good news is I'm happy to give out the bonuses. You know, not only did Miguel take that at 6 days notice, you got to remember Ozzy equally took that fight on 6 days notice in a sport he wasn't even,
He wasn't
preparing
prepping
for.
He was prepping for MMA.
And though both guys are strikers, that doesn't mean just because you're strikers that you're ready for boxing. So both guys, $500 bonus. Magic Man, Kyle Bowler, one of the standout performances on the undercard for the amateurs, $500 bonus for him, and JoJo for his lights out, great performance in the boxing world. So congrats to you guys, both getting all 4 of you guys getting $500 bonuses. Also, Phil, I think you were gone in the beginning. The next show is May 9th. We are not going to go forward with March 21st. I think this February card just kind of took its
I got no
place.
problem with it.
Shout out to
No
Cam
place
Arnold.
me.
So shout out to Cam Arnold. Not many people may or may not know that in before the fights, when the fighters are testing out the cage, usually they're testing out the cage, bouncing around, just kind of feeling it out. He fell out the cage door, which is insane. And I think he may or may not have gone to the hospital because he had a cut. There was some talk of it was too bad. Obviously, it wasn't bad enough that he had to pull out of the fight. But to have something like that happen in your warm up is insane. And then to refocus and go back to the hotel or the doctor or whatever he ended up doing, he actually fractured his skull. I don't think they knew that at the time, but then when he went, I'm assuming post fight, he got sent to the hospital. So he went to the fight post. I don't know all the details. I know that night I got told it was a cut, and then then he was going to the hospital, and he sent me a message. He didn't know at the time. He thought it was just the cut they were worried about, and it was a fracture on his skull.
That's insane.
He still came and battled all those rounds, which is insane. So shout out to Cam. I mean, I think we all knew he was a killer going into that fight. What else? We were just Phil, the on-air update. That was on the spot. To be quite honest, like March 21st, we had Johnny Cupcakes versus Nick Eldridge was going to be the headliner. That was the fight that was going to be for the bantamweight title. That was going to be on March 21st. We had Antoine Caparata and Tom Santos. We had a couple other fights, Jack Noon. And
No more.
Unfortunately, with the blizzard taking me out for a week and just all the craziness of this, I think all of us could go for a nice little month off before we get back to May 9th. So that's kind of where it is. We appreciate you, Cam. I hope you rest up. And Cam's already sent me a name that he wants next, and he sent it in the most respectful manner. I'm not going to share now, but when the time's right and he's ready to get back at it, we got some more. The future's still bright for Cam. I think that's a fight. Though there's a winner and a loser in that main event, I think both guys' stars elevated from that performance. All right, boys, I got to work at 3 a.m. Hit the sheets. Appreciate the bonus, Mike. I'll be up for Chicken Parm Red Bull soon. MGM Fenway is great success. Never going to be anything like it. See you May 9th, peeps. Actually, Joe Giannetti was trying to fight on March 21st, and then he has a baby due on April 5th, I think. So there was some, issues with trying to pull that off. Phil goes, I know how you roll. Yeah, that's how we roll. We just go off the spot. Yeah. We read every comment, Andy. Andy doesn't ever want to read the comments, but they That's fine.
Dude, we finally got a throwback Table Titans, and you're gonna quit? Come on.
Listen, just as much as the Table Titans is about us, it's also about the fans that want to talk about the fights too. Yeah, then it's not for you. JoJo wants to know when Wrestling Titans. I mean, did you guys watch RAF this weekend?
No.
That was interesting. And what about? I know Andy will pump up for this. How about Chris, man? How was the UFC this weekend?
Hey, good showing. Hoping he's back home safe, and that was good.
I missed the fight. What was it? Decision?
Didn't get the W, but yeah, it was a good back and forth scrap. Always proud of him. So, hope he's healthy and well. Hoping he got to enjoy some tacos down in Mexico City. So
tacos.
Yeah.
Is he back already? I know they went down. Well, there was some scariness about. Speak about like.
Yeah, that was crazy.
When we have Cage Titans, like everything's about Cage Titans. We killed somebody in Mexico. We invaded Iran, and then we had a blizzard in like a 3-day span.
Yeah, it was.
What was that? Like they killed some drug cartel in Mexico?
I guess so. There was some drama going on down there with the embassy and whatnot, but everybody's safe and back home. So
I read something like Dana was going to move it to the Apex.
They had a backup plan for that if shit got hairy down there.
Sounds like us.
We had a backup plan. The backup plan was Mikey, pack up the fucking cage and we're going downtown.
Funny fucking moment right here. Mike calls me. He's like, dude, if I can't get this insurance thing going, like, you got to pack the fucking cage up with everything. We're taking the show on the road. And I was like, okay, the cage is like 60% built, but yeah, we can do that. All right.
So then we would have packed it,
fucking
shipped it down to Plymouth.
We would have put it right in the fucking trailer and brought it.
Yeah, we would have put the fucking whole octagon into
or what we would have done.
Bring it in and set it up, set the chairs around, set the vendors up. And we were going to do that.
We would have made it happen, dude. Honestly.
No, you know what I probably would have done?
I don't think it would possibly happen.
No, what I probably would have done.
There's no possible way.
No, what I would have done is the 20-foot cage is in Plymouth in the storage unit. I would have said, leave the fucking octagon half set up in MGM and tell them we're bouncing. And grab the trailers. We'll drive down to Plymouth, grab the cage out of the storage unit, and put it up.
We still got to go.
We would have started at 7 instead of 5:30.
And then transport it there, take it. No, dude, there's no fucking way.
We would have, honestly, dude, I wouldn't have been surprised if we pulled that off.
No, I am guaranteed there's a level, there's a point of diminishing return.
Dude, did you see what Karate Combat did? They moved their show to like a fucking totally new venue because they like didn't pay the venue that they were at, and they got fucked, and they had to move it to a different part of Miami. They delayed the show 5 hours. It was supposed to start at 7. It didn't start till like fucking midnight. And they started the fights because it is what it is. The show's got to go on.
Yeah, no shit. If we delayed it 5 hours, we could have done it. But
I mean, instead of 5:30, we could have started later. But instead of 5:30, we could have started at 7:30. In Memorial Hall, we don't have no curfew. We would have just kept
I would
going.
have stayed till
True.
fucking 4 a.m. Main
True.
event.
2 a.m.
I
fights.
mean, I guess it could have really
Dude,
got
we
done
would
if we really had to.
honestly,
But
God, we would have pulled it off.
Steve Rita supposedly got drugged. How did you get drugged?
You got drugged? What? That is a
He said, "Did
wild-
you hear how they drugged me?" I don't know.
You were a judge. What the fuck are you talking about? You got
I mean, I don't know if you want to be saying that with some of those fucking decisions.
Them decisions was crazy.
Shout out to Ash Rao. He just sent me his address. He goes, "Sir, it's ticket money." And he goes, "I need to get some vegan cake and falafel." And thank you for the great experience. Shout out to Ash Rao.
that was another good fight.
That was a good
Ashton,
fight for
Jake
him and
Calendar,
Jake Calendar.
Yeah, a lot of good fights, a lot of good showings, a lot of great memories,
Honestly,
a lot of great feelings of accomplishment. It was certainly surreal, felt surreal the whole way through, beginning, before it, during it, afterwards, the celebration. Like, I still haven't digested it all yet, kind of in the same boat. It's been great chatting it over with you guys.
Yeah.
Kind of helps put a bow on it a little bit more, but just still tired from it. Looking forward to the May show now.
I'm looking forward to May. You know, if we can, we're going to
Going back
rebook
home.
hopefully Eldridge versus Cupcakes for that. Gianetti's looking to get right back into it and get into the MMA. You know, Zach DSAB, love to do something with him for May. Build on that momentum. Sahib Jackson will be back. We moved when he got hurt. We had to move him and Bone from MGM back to March, but now we're just gonna have to kick it back a little bit further to May. So that was, you know, so we'll do that. You know, Jaden Curley mentioned going pro. We got Carter Whitty going to be going pro, so we got him look forward to a pro debut. So what else do we have? We got all kinds of goodies.
I'd love to see Hillary become double champ.
I know, man. If
Let's
you're a
figure that
105,
out.
Hillary's been dying to fight at 105
Let's get a
for our
fucking
first ever 105.
champ.
You know, like let's get somebody that wants to fight. Every time she gets somebody, they're like, "No, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight for a title." You know,
gotta
this and
up
the
the
other.
bread. You know what?
Trust me, it's not that. It wasn't cheap to fly a girl in from Brazil on a week and a
We
half
talked
notice.
about that.
So you know that was. It's not the money. It's sometimes it's just people wanting to take a chance.
If you're a 105er, please.
I mean,
let's-
it's
let's
tough to match
find you a nice
ladies
little
anyways, and that's a weight division that's just even lesser of depth of talent.
Do you know
That's
Pamela
all.
Roberts?
No,
She said, "Tell Andy to say happy birthday. It is my brother's birthday." What's your brother's name?
What's your brother's
She's asking you for a shout out to her brother.
Roberts. There's no picture.
I don't know.
Well, she wants
I'll
you to
just
say
say
happy
happy
birthday to her
birthday.
brother.
Happy birthday, Pants brother.
Insert anybody, Pam.
Anybody, Pam.
Pam, you got to give us your brother's name. Listen, man, Cam, we've done the kids grappling and stuff like that, so that's
Yeah.
definitely
And don't forget the back to school drive too.
you know,
It's
something
also
that we want to get
community.
involved in. I can't. Mike, can you look at the camera and smile? Oh my God, you disgusting human
This
being.
is a freak.
Did MGM fine you for running late? Same guy
Hey,
again.
question of
So
the night.
no,
Came close.
I will tell you, and if you missed the show earlier, sorry, I got to repeat myself. And Andy always hates that he has to listen to the same story 10 times. But essentially, I got told like at 10 o'clock, like, dude, you guys have a lot more show to go. You know, like, what are we gonna do? And we got to be done by. We wanted to be done by 11:30. We're telling you got to be done by 12. And you know, I gave him the whole speech. Like, what happens when a Red Sox game goes to extra innings? Like, you can't fucking tell them to stop. Like, you got to go until they go. Like, it is what it is. The fights were evenly matched. You know, Andy was saying, like, before the fight card, like, dude, these fights are also evenly matched. They can all go to a decision.
Yeah,
And
they all fucking did.
and
Another
they
one,
all
right.
did. You know, so there's a lot of moving parts when a show's going on. And I hate that I always tell the secrets, but like sometimes you got to do stuff for show and sometimes you got to do stuff that really need to happen. And I will just say there was a lot of, I won't tell you which was which, but some of the stuff we had to do and some of the stuff we were kind of doing to appease people to look like I don't know if you can pick up what I'm putting down, but it's just like there's sometimes you got to do stuff, and sometimes you got to do stuff to give the appearance that you're doing stuff to make people happy, so they get off your back. As Chael Sonnen always says, you got to read between the lines. I'm not going to give it to you all. So I will just tell you that it was, I don't want to say a stern talking to, but there was a lot of different moving parts between the athletic commission, between Sox game can't start an inning after midnight. I just don't know how true that is, Fred Wynn, because if it's extra innings, I just don't think they just keep going. But I don't know, maybe that's true. But
that back to what I said about the city operating with a whole lack of common sense. That's what I mean. It's
so I will say this, like, I had to do some things to show that I was putting an effort in to move it along. And then there was some things that were like, and then there's so many layers. Like, of course, MGM is not wanting me to go late. Of course, the city doesn't want me to go late in their city audience. And then there's actually the athletic commission that is like, we're in charge and you're fine, Mike. Like, the only thing that we have in our bylaws is that amateur fights can't go past 12:30. You're at pro fights. Doesn't matter to us. You're not breaking anything with us, and it's our jurisdiction. So then you're getting into a situation where,
they trump the venue.
Well, who says that? It's just like those movies when you're like, this is our jurisdiction. No, it's my jurisdiction. Everybody thinks
Who's
it's
in
their
charge?
jurisdiction.
Not anymore. You're not.
It's just.
And all those people are the biggest idiots in the movies, too.
So, like,
I'm sorry. I
don't know. I mean, the long and the short of it is, there was a lot of that going on. It's like, well, you have to have the main event start before midnight, because if it doesn't, there was, one of the three-headed horsemen that were giving the rules out was saying you have to have the main event before midnight. And it's like, well, okay, but then we can have a fight go on afterwards, and that really doesn't matter. And I'm like, well, like, if you're going to let them all go on, what's it matter if the main event goes on before the co-main event? And doesn't that just make the co-main event the main event because it's walking last now? But no, it had to do with when you print tickets, and what's printed and advertises the main event has to go off by a certain time. It's just, again, it was crazy.
Sounds pretty stupid.
You know what hurt my heart?
It's crazy.
Stupidity hurts my heart.
What hurt my heart was that we had to cancel all the intermission.
Steve Rita, all shows should end by 11. Then Steve Rita, stay home and stop judging and reffing. Then if you want to be home by 11, everybody.
Yeah, I'm about that.
Stay home, like, big dog.
Yeah,
you don't gotta come over here.
Don't try to compete with the big dogs. Make sure your legs are long enough.
Yeah, like,
simple as that.
Whack ass of the promotions.
Fuck,
but-
how the fuck these all show? No. We start, we finish whenever the fuck we feel like. How's that? It's like, what?
Yeah.
What? I think closing times are unconstitutional. I think that's fucking bullshit. That you can tell me I can't do something past a certain time. It's bullshit. We threw tea in the harbor for less. I'm sorry.
Really.
He said no, because I want everybody to be able to go out to restaurants and bars, and you get more sponsors. Like, I mean, I'd rather say if you said go to the bar and to go have drinks at the bar or stay at the venue and watch the fights, I'd rather stay at the bar. I'd rather stay at the bar and watch the fights.
Great Titans won. We were at Memorial Hall till like 2 a.m. Remember that? Anyone else remember that? Was it like not 2 a.m?
No, it was one. That was actually one time I got in a fight with the commission that night.
I remember that one because we had to hurry up and get the fights in there, and there was a lot of bullshit. And then it was
actually I beat the commission that time because the actual law is a boxing amateur can't fight past 12:30, and they were trying to say all fights have to start at 12:30, and I said, I'm telling you right now, I'm standing on this, and you think I'm bullshitting you, my copy, I don't leave home without it. You guys all see me walking around with this laptop bag. It doesn't go anywhere without me, and here are you can see how beat and tatted these fuckers are. I pulled it out, and I'm like, oh yeah, right here it says amateur boxing. Mind, why would it say amateur boxing? Because amateur boxing is the only amateur not combatant that can be a kid. You can be under 18 to box, so they don't want kids boxing after 12:30 at night, which makes sense. Amateur MMAs are all adults, So
That's wild.
Yeah.
I love that you carry the rule books in your bag.
yeah, so it is what it is.
You'd be
Anyways,
surprised how many times I've seen that pulled out.
It was the first time I've ever seen you pull it up.
You've never seen the rule book get pulled
I've
out?
never seen the
actually,
Uh,
at that Ring Titans, and Zach, when you give me a good comment, I'll pull it up. And the bullshit, I don't pull up bullshit. It was actually the commission. It wasn't the commission. It was the doctor being a diva. And actually, at one of the shows, the one in question, it was the doctor who was the diva.
Imagine being a
And he
judge
goes,
and be like, "Oh,
I'm
we're
leaving
home."
at 12:30, and I was like, go the fuck ahead. Like, I'm telling you right now, here's the rules, and it's amateur boxing. You're wrong. And it was a fight, and he actually took his bag and left. And the only reason that we got around it was because actually in the law, though we have two doctors, it's actually written that only one doctor has to be cage side. So I was like, go the fuck home then. I don't care. You're fucking yourself. It was actually the doubleheader night too.
Yep.
And then he argued with me, well, I want a second day's pay. And I go, fine, I'll pay you for the second day's pay. And you can stay for the show that's actually on this day too. And that was a whole fucking thing that they didn't like. Because I was like, all right, well, if you're telling me you want a second day's pay because you're here after midnight, but actually the UFC doesn't want the main event after midnight, but okay, fine, we'll go with your theory. Then that means you're getting paid for my second day's show as well, and you can stay for the night show
UFC
tomorrow.
absolutely walks main events after midnight.
Yeah. Zach actually is Zach actually, he was there part of this. He goes, Mike said, I'm paying you both days, buddy. And then he was like, you got to pay me double. And I'm not putting that last comment up, Zach. But yeah, it was actually, Zach actually was there for that fight. I was like, I'll pay you fucking both days, but you're staying for tomorrow's show too then, motherfucker.
It's
And,
funny as fuck.
Yeah.
I love that. No more double headers.
Yeah. No. Anywho, enough.
That's it.
I don't really have anything else.
Nope.
Dan and Eve, shout out to you. Nineveh. Sorry, I always say it wrong. It was an honor to have you, man. I said this in the lead up. I said this that night. Everybody that was on that card was selected for a reason. There was a lot of people that wanted to fight on that card. And you ask why do I do so many fights? It's like, all right, well, there's a lot of people that want on the card, and I try to fulfill every wish of people that want to be in the card. But this card was perfectly curated. Every fight selected, every fighter selected for a reason. It's the honor's all mine, man, that you guys showed up and did what you did. So thank you, Dan. You were added bonus to Cage Titans.
That was
Hell of a fight. I watched you from a distance, your first couple fights, knocking people out. I loved how, your opponent missed weight and you stayed the course and, you stuck to your guns and you did everything that you said you were going to do. And the future's bright for you, man. And I hope it's with Cage Titans. I know you've already mentioned the May card, so let's see what we can do, after that. So, anyways, celebrating Guy, fine, Zach. We were going to celebrate Guy. We actually had a cake out back, but Guy was sick and he couldn't come to the show.
Is he going to come to May? Are we going to do it in May?
We'll see.
Dude, we had the cake. I ate a piece of that cake. I'm not gonna lie. Cake was gas. Cake was so
Jaden,
good.
man, it was a crazy fight. Mikey, give us something to recap before we leave for the night.
Just awesome fights, top to bottom. All those fights, like you said, could go the distance. Some amazing finishes by D-Sab, and it was just a great night all around. I so much to think about, so much I want to say, but not enough time. It was just a beautiful event. It all came together at the end. Go ahead, Andrew. Andrew. I hit you with the Andrew. You weren't ready for that, huh?
What's your middle name, Andrew?
Drew. Big Drew. I got nothing. Dude,
I wasn't singing the
national
anthem, man.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Dude, I had to watch it on TV while I was in the tub. MGM has fucking showers, by the way. That shit was sick. I was in the tub. I had it turned up all the way, and I could hear Andrew. I'm like, hold on, I'm coming. Try to fucking get out of there so I can see it.
It was good. That was insane. Thank you. Yeah, cool playing, singing in that venue, in that crowd with a bunch of legends to play before. I was honored to do it and kick the show off like that. So Yeah, no. I have no words. There was a feat. I thought that we bit off more than we could chew before we went into it. We chewed it. We ate it. Shout it out. And now we're waiting until
Now-
May before we do it again.
When are we gonna do it again, Mike?
The way the crowd echoed to the stage was insane. It was, I mean, that whole stage like reveal with the ring, that was pretty cool. I gotta say.
Yeah, it was a spectacle event. You know, this is just what we do. But yeah, for the first time in my life, I'm kind of fighting it out for a while.
Fight it out.
Yeah,
Fight it out. Yeah.
I'm fighting it out. Like
I was just saying-
I've never felt it since I was like 6. But I'm fighting it out. Like I don't even want to watch it on TV. Nothing.
Did you watch UFC this weekend though?
I watched Chris, and that's it. That
Yeah.
was it. I'm done. I don't want to watch any fights for 2 months.
Come
Keep
on.
it up. It's Lent.
Oh,
It's not really Lent, but I'm treating it like Lent. We'll go
Yeah.
back at it, Meg. I'm done.
My my closing kind of thoughts are like what I've said before. Like I never envisioned Cage Titans ever being where it is. Never mind 16 years later, doing what we just did. Knowing all the hard work and the years like it took to get to that. But as great as it is, and I want to pat my back and sit back and be like, yeah, man, this was great, and high five. It's like now I feel this inherent pressure, like, yeah, that was cool. When are we gonna do it again? As much as I'm like, I don't want to think about anything right now, the other part of me, and Andy and you and I talked earlier today, it's just like now I got a piece of that, and I'm like, yeah, we did pretty well. And I feel like
Dude,
that was show one.
So no, I said it I said the opposite. It was like we pulled it off, but that was about as unsmooth, rough, rugged shit show as we've ever pulled off. Like,
But that's why it makes me be like, I can't wait for the next one because
there's no way we can do worse than what we did there, and we still pulled it off. I'll bring it back.
pull back the curtain.
I'll never forget. I went to a regional high school. Freshman year, we lost a basketball game, 76-9. And I remember at the end of the game, a coach, he was not a basketball coach, he was the football coach, but he was coaching freshman basketball. He just looked up and said, well, there's only one direction to go from here, and that's up. And that's how I feel about this one. As awesome as it was so fucking bad. I had the worst time last weekend. As awesome as it was the worst time I've ever had working it by far, to a point where I'm fighting out, like I said. But it's all uphill from there, because if we could be that, we can do that
At like our worst.
at our fucking worst. And I think I'm
That's what I
speaking
mean.
truth.
That's what I
All of
mean.
us were in agreement here. What we pulled off, I don't know how we did it. All of us had our own individual loopholes, and that translates to everybody that's involved. I'm sure the fighters all felt it, even though they performed. And that's ultimately the big thing. When the fighters go in there and they actually perform, I don't care about my stress. Their job is done. That's it. They're in there. They have a platform to showcase. That's what it's for. That's what we do it for. It ain't about us. It's about them in that moment. So that moment happened. I'm good. But normally it's very smooth from walking into the building, from fucking matchmaking all the way up until the moment happens. And this time it was just curveball, and it never stopped. We still fucking did it, but it was. Yeah,
Put that on
so
the t-shirt. We still fucking did it.
Well, it is funny you say that. It's like, and it's fitting, like curveball after curveball. We're at Fenway, and it's like it was.
was anybody happy in going into that?
I
I mean, like people that are really in the trenches. We got 1,000 people that aren't in the trenches that just show, look at me, get a selfie. But the people that are really in the trenches.
Dude,
Did anybody have a good time? All you fucking fluff people out there had a great time. But all of us hate life and still do. 2 weeks in a blizzard locked at home to just sit and meditate with our families about it, and we still don't feel right about it. So everyone that's claiming about a good time, fuck you. That was goddamn hell on earth, and I'm glad the fighters delivered and everyone had a good time. But yeah, we're going to do so much better next time, and it's going to be that much easier. But enough of this bullshit on the front of the camera telling the masses. That was hell on earth, and we all fucking know it.
I don't know if I'm not as I understand what Andy's saying, but I will say
I thought you were going to have 4 different heart attacks. Okay, you can't tell me that it wasn't hell on earth.
No, it is, but
Yeah.
it's for me when I look at it, it was new. It's like I look at it like we know what we're doing at Memorial Hall, and it's very well oiled to an extent. Here we're at a new venue that has so many different variables, so many different things that
And we
they
changed,
don't know.
and we changed a lot of variables. at
So,
once,
and they
which
don't
is
know
always-
how we operate. They're used to operating with fucking concerts. We're used to operating live sporting events. Like,
Oh, you could tell they were shocked with how intense and
it
and
how
many moving
was.
parts we had. To
So
it,
for
but-
me, was I happy? I don't think that I got, because of the stress was tenfold. I'm happy, but I'm not. I'm also not, because I'm not satisfied. I think is better. It's not that I'm not happy. I'm just not satisfied, because it's like I know we could do that again
oh, our
and
bar,
crush it again.
yeah, our bar is
And
so high that
Now it's like, and this is the truth. I don't want to be a fucking one-hit wonder. Like, part of me is like, man, we made it. We did fucking MGM. Yeah, cool. And we're gonna do it again and again and again. And even the people joking, like, maybe next time will be Gillette Stadium, or I'm not gonna go that fucking far, but I will tell you that, like, that does motivate me to an extent where it's just like, that was our first time doing that. I felt like that was Cage Titans 1 all over again. There was so many, like, Cage Titans 1, I had no clue. I was sitting there every day hitting updates. Kyle, he got the bonus. He didn't know. I was hitting update. Did we hit our number yet? Did we hit our number yet? That's what it was like at Cage Titans 1. Clicking.
You had a clicker, right?
I had a clicker. Being like, I hope we have 689 people walking this door at Cage Titans 1. Because once I have 689 people, I know that I've gotten to the point of break even, that I'm okay. Walking in for the first time and putting the cage together was Cage Titans 1. First time, how do we set up locker rooms? That's what this was all about. So it's like, that was kind of the push and shove. It's like, we know what we're doing,
Yeah.
but we didn't know what we were
Yeah,
doing.
I think it's just
And that's what it is.
The contrast of how well oiled it is, and juxtaposing it to the Wolves Den, which is another true venue, another new venue. And we had some hiccups there, but it was nothing comparable to MGM. And we were able to smooth out the Wolves Den and Ring Titans with the new venue and changing that variable.
Well,
once
you
before.
got to think about this
But
when we
then
were talking
one
about
we
it.
scaled up. We changed a bunch of
It's
different
like
variables.
Wolves Den, though we was a new venue and a lot of variable,
Scaled
it's
down.
half the size.
Scaled down.
It's half the
yes.
size of Memorial
Big
Hall.
time.
So though we had some growing pains of being at a brand new venue when we did Wolves Den,
Yep.
it was, yeah, we can do this in our sleep, because there's only half of the people that normally come to occasions. And everything was right there. Like, we could see the ring from the locker rooms. Our production room was right there. Everything was so close. Mistakes could get hidden because we could run and fix them on the spot. This place, it wasn't half the size of Memorial Hall. It's double the size of Memorial Hall. The venue's humongous. There's no direct, besides going through an elevator to get from the fucking locker rooms to the stage. Now you have to get from the stage to the cage, and all that stuff
Security everywhere.
through security everywhere you
Right.
walk. Like, so this one was just like, we know what we're doing, but it felt very much like I didn't, and we didn't, because it was just new to us, and that's what is
It'll
gonna
get better.
remember.
It'll get smoother. There's no question. It's only one way
It's
to go.
not a
and
real
that's up.
MMA show if we haven't done a strip club parking lot. That comment, Steve, will end our show for the
There we
night.
go. That'll do.
But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Sorry if it got long and boisterous and more just shooting the shit, but I like Table
That's what it
Titans
is.
always for me will be,
Just a recap.
recap and talk the truth, and you're going to get a little bit of information that no one expected. And tonight, I hope that rang true for you guys. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of MGM Revolution. It truly was amazing. It was truly an unforgettable night, an experience. And I'll leave you this. As much as I hated it, Saturday morning, I was butt-ass naked, shadow boxing in my hotel room to ship it up to Boston because I was so jacked up at 6 a.m, waiting for 8 o'clock so we can get there and fucking set up the cage and get everything. I was butt-ass naked, just fucking shipping. I had it on repeat, and I'm fucking like, visualize my fat ass, not the guy that fought fucking 15 years ago, might have had abs and all that shit. My fat ass, shadow boxing, balls flopping in my hotel room, be like, ship it up to Boston.
I just picture Cartman in that episode of South Park when he thought he was invisible walking around.
My wife pulls the blankets down. She's like, I'm going back to fucking bed. I'm like, sorry you had to see that, honey, but I don't even care. I was loving it.
Visual you want to leave your people.
I'm gonna leave you guys with that because
your fucking show bouncing around.
It was amazing. Shout out to Eric Grossman, man. What's going on? It was an amazing show. I hope you enjoyed some of the side conversation that you got tonight, pulling back the curtains, because that's what I hope you guys tune in for Table Titans. It's not Fighter A versus Fighter B.
What he's doing naked in his home before
it's stories and it's camaraderie and community of like being like, yeah, man, we can. And I think that's what does that makes Cage Titans special and really truly community. Like, we're not trying to be suits in a box and pretend that we're something. We're real. Our growing pains, we are transparent with you guys. You know, we tell you the stories behind the scenes about what really goes on, and I think we're authentic, and that's what Table Titans is about. You know, that's what Cage Titans is about. We are all Cage Titans, and we're all part of this community, and I love it all. But I also am gonna love taking a little bit of break.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eric, I didn't get back to you today, but the news today is part of the news is we're going forward May 9th. That's going to be the next Cage Titans show. I know we had a couple fights for March 21st, but truth be told, we need a break. 6 months, 6 shows in 6 months, and it's just that's where we're going with this. But we did give away some money. We pulled out money out of my backpack.
Did the same thing over again because somebody commented and missed the whole show?
I'm going to just show that.
Let's show them the money.
You got to recap, brother.
No, we just did that. And then
recap.
someone
Recap the
commented,
recap.
so I'm just here, so let's go over the whole show again.
Recap
on
the
the fifth
recap.
buy. You just said the 8
You're welcome,
things.
Miguel. Miguel, I will
Wow.
comment to everybody because if you're all watching, you still want to watch and you still want to talk, I'm here for you guys. Because after tonight, I'm going to bed and I am
Good
not going
luck.
to answer. Actually, shout out to my son in Pembroke Titans. Tomorrow they're playing Medfield in the Sweet 16 round of the state tournament. So shout out to my son Matthew Paul there
Medfield.
and Medfield.
Medfield.
Going up to Medfield?
Going to Medfield tomorrow.
My neck of the
I
woods.
know, we're going to
That's
Medfield
good.
tomorrow.
Watch the game?
Tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Pembroke Titans versus Medfield, whatever they are.
Medfield?
In Medfield, yep.
Medfield. You gotta pull
So,
up. Watch Matthew.
so shout out to those
That's
guys.
a realm of possibility. We'll see.
Yeah, so yeah, they won Thursday, the play-in game. Then on Saturday, we went to Martha's Vineyard, and they won that game by like 20-something points. And then now they're playing in Medfield. So I'll be in Medfield tomorrow. But awesome. I really
Cheers,
got nothing
everybody.
else.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
All right, take it
And
easy.
thanks
See you
for
in
being
May.
a part.
Peace.
We'll see you in May.
15 years ago, we started Cage Titans with fans and fighters first in our minds, and man, what a ride it's been. Without you guys, we would not be here today, and I can't thank you enough. The biggest show, the biggest names, all here in the heart of Boston. MGM Fenway, Saturday, February 21st, Cage Titans invades Boston. MGM Fenway with the biggest card we could possibly put together for you fans in New England. MMA, boxing, Muay Thai, grappling, the Cage Titans Super Bowl will all take place here on February 21st.